Here's our rough window opening. You can see the black tape here is the air barrier tape that we sealed the sheathing to the rough opening frame. Now we have the 2.5 inches of XPS over that. Now we're going to put a piece of clapboard here. The clapboard is tapered. There's a fat end tapering down to a thinner end, and we will fasten that in place. As we've cut a piece of this weather sealing material, it's going to go up about 5 inches on either side. I'm going to put this edge of it level with the back edge of the clapboard. Into the corner, using my little block, pushing it in, and you can see how that isn't running vertically, and that's because this is a slope. And the reason that it's a slope here is because if the water comes under the window, either because it's wind driven or because the window itself leaks, then theoretically it'll run out. We've got some gravity helping us. Now we tie that down, starting at the middle, working to the sides. Starting at the middle, working to the sides. I take my knife, and then we want to make a water excluding corner. So we do that. We cut it just inside the joint. We put a piece in the corner. This piece of clapboard that we put in here has been cut so that it is 1 inch short of the depth of the window. We'll have room at the back between the face of the window as it presents to the inside, so that we've got a gap that we can fill with spray foam to do the air sealing. We'll get to that in a minute. So here's the window. This is the inside face of the window, and the window is now going to tip up and go into this opening. But before we do that, we have to put a little bit of sealing caulk just to stop the rain from getting on the inside. Okay, now we're good. So we're running a line of caulk on the inside here. We'll do it on 3 of the 4 sides. We don't do it on the sill side because we don't want to stop the water that's going to hit here, if it ever does, draining out. It can be quite spectacular how quick a wood frame building can decay, rot out, if you trap moisture in the wood framed areas. Keep it on the sill, put it in place. It's probably pretty level. As always, it's dead level. You can see that there's quite a bit of space up here, very little down here. I want to be able to put an expanding spray foam around there, under there, up here, and across the top to air seal this window to this frame, because the frame is taped to the sheathing. The air barrier is the sheathing to the window frame, through the sealing spray foam to the window unit itself. I'm using a plastic lumber material here because it's completely resistant to rot, and I can cut shims of whatever thickness I want. I need to lift this up a little bit. You lift it, perhaps? Okay, that's good. That's good there. Still very level. The next thing I do is I look to see that the gap on this side is the same, so I'm going to shift it over a little bit, like that. And then what we do is I pull the window sashes down and lock them. So now we've locked the sashes in place, and the window is now nicely square and centered in the space just as we want. So now we can go outside and nail it. We have this so-called nailing flange here. We push the window nice and tightly in. there are two more things we do. We take this zip tape and we'll run it all the way down to the bottom. Again, we do not put this across the bottom, we leave that to drain. The finished product looks like this. It's taped and then it's rolled. And so then the window is installed and sealed to the weather from the outside. And the final thing that needs to be done, that space around the window on the inside, we use a spray foam. We fill that carefully so that the foam will create an air barrier all the way around the window. And then the window is fully installed.